Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Girija and I'm a final year MBBS student. I cleared my 4th year of MBBS just a week back as I got the results and I'm so happy. But now as I am entering the zone of final year, the tension and the pressure of clearing FMG is slowly increasing, and this might be the case with you guys as well. So today we have a special guest on our channel who's going to guide us through her journey of clearing FMG and is going to reveal all the success strategies that helped her clear the foreign medical graduates examination. So if at all you're an FMG aspirant, you are on the perfect video. Just make sure that you subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and don't forget to click the bell icon. Well, don't mind me holding my earphone like this to record the clear audio as I am sitting in a cafe with her. And let me introduce you to my guest, who is Dr. Mansha Upadhyay, who is my college senior and also a really close friend of mine. So today she is going to take us through her journey, reveal all her secrets. So stay tuned, get yourself a notebook and a pen to note down whatever she says. If you want to skip to whichever part you want to watch or answer the specific question, then I will be mentioning all the chapters or the timestamps in the description box below and also on the seek. So you can just skip to whatever you want to watch. You can also listen to this video just like a podcast. So just grab your earphones and some snacks and be ready to unlock all the strategies for clearing FMG. Welcome to my channel, Dr. Mansha. How does it feel to finally be on my YouTube channel?
Thank you for having me. I love it. I'm kind of nervous. This is my first time making a YouTube video with anyone.
Yeah.
But I'm really happy.
I am so glad to have you as my close friend, and I really wanted to shoot this video offline with her. That's why this is the second day of us hanging out. We are in a cafe right now. That's why we are holding our earphones like this to record. And I am so excited to know about your journey because I've known you personally for so long. So how did it actually feel when you just checked your results and it said Mansha Upadhyay pass?
Honestly, I didn't believe it at first. The results for the first time actually came out early in the morning after being delayed for about 2 days. So I wasn't expecting the result to come out this early. I woke up and I got a notification that the result was out. And I looked at it. At the first time, my first attempt to check my result, I entered my number wrong and it showed fail. So I was very disheartened. I had this anxiety, oh my God, I cannot fail. Like, no, this is not right, let me check again. So I calmed myself down, I checked again and I had passed. You should have seen my face. I screamed, I was so happy, I screamed, I ran to my dad, I hugged him, we both started crying, and all I was saying was, Papa, main pass ho gaya. That's all I was saying, and he started crying. It was amazing. So if I could, I would relive it again and again and again.
So that was the moment where you realized that your hard work just paid off in the best possible way.
Yes.
So this was not like your first time checking the results, right?
No.
So how did you react when your results were not good?
Well, okay, so honestly, I wasn't very happy when I checked my result earlier times and I hadn't cleared it. I wasn't quite okay with it, but I knew that, it's okay, like it's fine. We all have other opportunities.
Yeah.
This is not the end of the day. It's just a bad day. Honestly, if you hear me saying it, you're going to be like, it's easier said than done. Of course, it's easier said than done. But again, being there, gone through that, I'm telling you, it's not the end of it. You'll get multiple chances to excel. This is not the end of it. Don't be disheartened. I know it's, like you probably are listening to me and you're like, who is she to tell us don't be disheartened? She doesn't know what I am going through. I know what you're going through. I've been through that. I've been through maybe worse. But still, it was bad. That's why I had the anxiety of checking my result this time. I was very anxious. I didn't know if I would make it because the paper was very tough this time. I must say, it was very tough. Only 10% people passed out of the 20,000 people appeared. So it was tough. It was tough.
So what was your preparation like? What do you recommend anyone to prepare? Like, should they prepare from their final year itself? Should they just prepare from the MBBS years itself? When did you start preparing for the exam?
Right. Okay. So I'm going to be very honest here. I actually didn't intend to write FMG at all. I thought that, once I'll graduate, I'll leave for wherever I want to go. Wasn't going to be India, unfortunately. But after the pandemic happened, we were put in a situation where if I had to do my internship, I was supposed to, write FMG and clear it. So I started, I didn't want to start at all. I was so turned off by the exam. I didn't want to do it. But I started, I think, late 2020, I would say. Not even late 2020, actually. Yes, my final year had ended June 2020, right? And I was still hoping to go back. I was still like, maybe we'll go back, maybe we'll go back. So I waited, and I started, actually, to be honest, I started preparing March of 2021.
Okay.
And
For the June attempt.
yes, unfortunately, that didn't go well for me in a lot of different conditions. If you know me, you know what I had gone through. It was not fun. I had a lot of issues with my documents, with my piercings, a lot of issues. It was not fun, right? So I started preparing in March 2021, and then I stopped because I think I hit a low point around that time in June, and I wasn't doing well. Then I started again. I picked myself again in August, and I started again. Then I was like, okay, you have to make it. You have to work for it. It's not gonna fall into your lap. You have to work for it. So I started around that time. As to answer your question, if I studied the final year syllabus, no, actually studied. During that time, I thought, and as what I was being guided on by people who had appeared, they were telling me that if you just do rapid revision, it'll be enough. It's not. Let me just say it. It's
Make a note of it.
not. It really is not. Everyone who's saying rapid revision is enough, they're lying to you. Trust me, they're lying to you. It's not. I did that and it didn't work for me. Don't go that route. Please don't. So what I did was, during that time, as I said, I was doing the rapid revision. It didn't work out for me. So I was doing the prep ladder rapid revision. After that, I took Arise medical classes because I think during that time, once you've tried so much and you've failed, you just don't have the entho for appearing or even studying for the same thing again.
Yeah.
So what I needed during that time was a guidance that can make me get up at a certain time, make me finish this subject at a certain time, and I don't have to worry about, okay, mera wo subject bacha hai, ya mera wo subject bacha hai. I don't have to stress about all that because someone else is taking care of that part for me.
Okay.
All I have to do is study. Right?
Yeah.
That's my only
Like
part.
you wanted someone to guide you with a timetable
Yeah.
and with a time frame that this is the week you will need to get this subject
Yeah,
done.
absolutely. So, because I was mentally not in the state where I wanted to push myself and be like, ये plan करते हैं, ये करते हैं, ये subject करेंगे. I didn't want to go through all that again.
Okay. Yeah.
So I thought, let me just go through Arise Medical Academy. They'll help me out. They have a pre-scheduled thing. I'll just follow through that. I'll revise. I'll do my test, and they have weekly tests as well for every subject. So it was pretty convenient, I would
This
say.
is not sponsored, by
No,
the way.
it's
She's
not.
giving her honest review, and we are going to drop all the links in the description box below. So, if at all you're looking for a guidance, she's gone through a Rise Academy. You can just check them out or contact them or whatever, and we'll just mention everything in the description box below. So, when you joined the academy, were you skeptical about it?
I was. Honestly, I really was. I didn't know that, teachers could be this good.
Okay.
Again, not sponsored.
Yeah.
If Khalil sir was watching it, probably be like, wow, okay.
Yeah.
But no, see, a lot of my friends had cleared through Arise.
Yeah.
So I spoke with them. My friend Beulah, you know her, right?
Yeah.
So
Beulah, if you're watching this, we love you.
Right, so I spoke with Beulah. She is amazing. I love her so much.
I love her too.
She really helped me a lot. She guided me, go through Arise and all.
She was actually my first senior friend in Vanjam Medical University.
So she guided me actually, right? So I spoke with her and she helped me out. So I had this trust that, if Bules can do it, I can do it too.
Yeah.
So I went ahead with it. I joined the classes. In my beginning time, during the starting of my classes, I wasn't adapting very well. But eventually I got a hang of it, I would say.
Okay. Now we are just going through so many apps each and every day. There are ads popping up. There's Prep Ladder, there's Marrow, there's Unacademy. How did you deal with those online apps? Are they useful? Are they not? Like, what do you need to keep in your mind? For example, for the first attempt, if someone goes for an app X, should they change the app if they did not clear, or should they go with the same thing?
See, now, every person who attempts this exam is different, right? I knew what was my lacuna when I didn't make it. For example, if you don't make it, right, and if you studied through Prep Ladder, for example, right, you know if it was because you didn't study well through Prep Ladder, or was it because Prep Ladder was not giving you enough content, right? So only you can answer that question. The first thing after you get your result, and God forbid you don't make it, is to actually sit down and figure out what was your issue. Was it the app? Or was it the content the app was providing? Was it the way, or was it the way the teachers were teaching you? Did you not, vibe? You didn't vibe well with them. What was it? You need to figure that out. Was it because you didn't give enough time to a certain subject? So you need to sit down with yourself and have that understanding. Was it the app or was it you? It could be both.
Yeah, so whatever works for you, just go for that, because every person is different and everyone has different study patterns. When it comes to your study patterns, did you order notes from a certain app or these medical academies that you mentioned, or did you make your own notes? What goes well with you?
See, I'm certain someone who doesn't rely on other people's notes. I like to make my own notes. I don't know, I have this feeling that, what if they missed out a certain something that was important. So I like to sit down with my own iPad and pencil and I write down everything. I draw everything with the teacher since I did the online classes. So I was sitting down with the teacher. Even though Arise Medical Academy provide notes for certain subjects, I still made my own notes. Because I just feel like, it's better. Because as I'm writing it, I'm memorizing it. And that's one thing that my mom has been forcing me to do since I was a child. Every time I would sit down for my exam, I would write something and I would memorize it.
So many people have this approach that if at all you make notes, you waste a lot of time.
Honestly, I don't think so. I don't think making notes is a waste of time. You don't have to make them aesthetically pleasing. That's not... You're not trying to sell your notes. You're doing it for yourself. If you think it's readable to the future you when you have to revise, that's all it matters. You don't have to, yes, absolutely worth the effort. You have to understand that when you actually work through a subject, you need to write certain things down. You cannot be like, okay, you have 19 subjects, you cannot memorize everything. You cannot. This is the way you can help yourself in memorizing. By writing it down and by reinforcing it on your mind.
When it comes to the tougher subjects, like what was your subject-wise approach? If at all someone is preparing for FMGE and say this is their first attempt, what things should they keep in mind? Because now the paper patterns are changing rapidly. Earlier the questions were subject-wise, like you could assign a certain question to a certain subject, but now the integrated learning concept has come up. So what is your take on integrated learning? How did you integrate the subjects, and like what was your approach towards subject-wise learning?
Okay, so first of all, there is no such thing as, okay, मैं ये subject कर लेता हूँ और मैं ये subject छोड़ लेता हूँ. This doesn't work like that anymore. It used to at certain point where you can do the big subjects and then you can leave certain small subjects and you'll still pass. It doesn't work like that. This paper that I wrote was majorly ENT. ENT is not considered that important apparently, and you guys won't believe I did ENT in last 4 days before my exam, and because of that I passed this exam. I don't think if I didn't do ENT I would have passed. A lot of people neglect ENT because ENT is a boring subject. I won't lie, it's a very boring subject. The teacher that I was provided with, I didn't like her at all. ENT itself is a very boring subject, and if you are given a teacher who's boring herself, it's not fun. Right, so I did my best to do ENT, and the 24 questions that came out of ENT, I could solve, I think, 16.
24?
Yes, I could solve 16 of them.
Okay, that is really great. So if at all a certain subject is small,
please don't quote me on this, okay? I think they were 24.
Like if at all a certain subject you think is small and easy to cover, or you can just leave it or let go of it, don't do that. So when it comes to integrated learning, how did you study those concepts? Did question banks help you to learn integrated material?
This is going to be so funny, but I actually didn't do any question bank this year. I didn't.
What?
I didn't do any question banks. I know people are going to be like, she's lying.
This is something very different to the video I did with Dr. Shruti and Dr. Shashwat. So, this is why I wanted to shoot with you, because every person prepares differently and you can get a different perspective. And if at all you haven't watched that video on how to clear FMG, I'll link both of them above. So just tap on that link and watch this video once you complete watching this one. So, you didn't solve question banks?
No, I didn't. I know it's very shocking, I know.
Yeah.
But the thing is, this time my approach was to make sure that my concepts are done very well, that no matter where they ask the question from, I'm able to answer it. Okay, and I believe in solving questions do help you in getting into the mindset of getting ready to prepare an exam. I did, maybe you can say that I did about 20-30 questions before my 3-4 days before my exam to get into that mindset that, problem solving. But again, I would like to add on that I was having weekly tests with the Rise Medical Academy. So there was no need for me to actually sit down and get into that mindset because I was already into that mindset.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Then it's valid. Like you did not go for a separate app or something to just solve questions. You were just attempting your tests given by the academy.
I had books, right? I had Bhatia, Medical Academy, all 3 books that they have. I have the Marva, the FMG guide that they have. I have all the books. They are sitting there. I didn't touch them.
Okay.
I didn't. Because I did touch them on my last 2 attempts and I was like,
They didn't work.
I'm like, no, not anymore. I'm just going to focus on my concepts and I'll see how it goes.
Okay. And when it comes to post-examination anxiety, how did you deal with it? Like once you're done with the examination, what's your take? But before that, I'd like to ask, there is a lot of anxiety when you actually go for that examination, because sometimes what happens is you go into the examination hall and something comes up, like you are just wearing a piece of jewelry, you need to get that out, or you are missing some documents, and even if you have prepared well for the examination, something just, I'm sorry, I'm going to say it screws it up. So, did something like this happen to you, as you mentioned?
Yeah, it did. I had actually gotten a new piercing in my June attempt, and it was a gunshot. And yes, and people were like, you can wear it, it's small, nobody will. And also, one more thing, it depends center to center, because the second time, there was no checking. There was no metal detectors, they were not checking what people are wearing. But it depends center to center. So I would really advise you to actually consult someone who has appeared the exam at the same center as you, because the same thing happened. I went to a certain center and they had very tough checking. They checked everything and I had to pull out my earring and my ear was bleeding. I couldn't attempt the exam. Yeah, my ear was bleeding and it was bad. They didn't have a bandage or anything. My dad actually was thankfully outside the center, so I ran to him and I was like, can you please pull it out? So he pulled out the earring and I went with a bleeding ear to write the exam. And obviously it didn't go well. I mean, how do you expect it to go well? I mean, I have a bleeding ear, I'm not able to concentrate and I'm already having an exam anxiety. So yeah, please check the center.
Was something wrong with your documentation too?
Yes, I did A-levels. So if anyone knows, A-levels are from University of Cambridge. I didn't do an Indian board. I didn't do CBSE, ICSE. I did IGCSE in A-levels. And unfortunately, I didn't know that you would have such a struggle doing an international board, getting your eligibility certificate, which is so weird. They had so many issues with that. And I think it was during the quarantine pandemic time as well. So maybe because of that, the government process was also slow by itself.
Yeah.
But again,
I don't think offices closed.
Yeah, but again, I don't think if I studied in India, even if it was an international board, I would have to go through so much of struggle for a document. But I had to. Usually, eligibility certificate takes about 15 days to come in.
Yeah.
Mine took, I think, about 2 months.
What?
Yeah, it didn't come through for a very long time. My admit card didn't come through till I think 1 day before the exam. There were a lot of issues, honestly.
So, if at all you have any issue related to the documentation, please get it done at least a week prior.
Not a week, I would suggest maybe 2 months prior to your exam.
Yeah,
get everything ready. Get everything ready. Don't be like me. Don't be stupid. Get everything ready beforehand.
Also, if you know, I did a detailed video with Dr. Shashwat, and he clearly mentioned everything. What are the do's and not to do's on the day of the examination, and what you need to take care of on actually a week before the examination.
So Shashwat's your man, guys. DM him.
Yeah, please watch that video as well. And when you approach the exam, sometimes what happens is first few questions are easy. You attempt them, gain confidence and stuff. It is a good start. But sometimes that does not happen. If you just encounter your first question as the tough one, what is your reaction to it?
Okay, so I had a wonderful surgery teacher, Dr. Singaram.
Yeah.
Sorry, my bad. I think it was Dr. Sriram Reddy, please. Sorry. He told me one thing, that once you're going through your questions, no, you will get a batch of 10-20 questions that you'll thoroughly know. It'll be right. Just wait for that batch. Just wait, keep on going, and you'll get that certain batch of questions. There will be that certain batch of questions that you'll be able to answer like this, and then that builds up your speed, your confidence, and then you can go back to your previous question that you were not able to solve. Because see, what happens is when you are writing the exam and you're sitting for the exam, you have so much anxiety build up that if first question you're like, oh shit, I don't know this, you start doubting yourself, like, oh my god, did I even study enough? Don't do that. They will make questions tough for you. That's their job. Okay, what your job is to get out of it strategically. So what I'll advise is go to that set of questions. You will get about a 10 or 20 set of questions that you'll be able to answer like this. Get to that part. Okay, that will build up your speed, that will build up your confidence, and then you can go back to all those questions, and trust me, you'll be able to solve them. You'll be able to look at them with a new perspective, with a new confidence that you just build up solving those 20 questions. So definitely do that.
And if at all, these days a lot of questions are lengthy, but the options are lengthier than the question, and sometimes just one question takes so much of time that you might not get time to complete your examination. So how to deal with that? Have you ever been in such a situation?
Right. Okay. So thankfully, my mama, he had come a few weeks before my exam. I tell you, this is all the universe telling me. It's gonna sound so cringy for certain people. I'm so sorry. But I'm telling you, the universe was like working its magic for me. My uncle came. He's a doctor as well. So he came back from Australia. He's written NEET, PG and everything, right? So he came back from Australia, and he was the one who told me to not leave ENT first of all. And he told me this tactic, that when you see a question, okay, it's very lengthy, you read the age, the gender, and the patient normal details. Then you go to the last part of the question quickly, and you see what they're looking for. Because sometimes they'll give you a whole history and they'll ask you something so absurd. You'll be like, right? So look at what they're asking. Is it the diagnosis? Is it the treatment? So you can start thinking in that direction already. That will save you a lot of time, okay? Then next thing is read the options. Read the options very quickly before you go back to the question. So read the top part, the end part, options, then your mentality is already like thinking in that direction. This is what, because see, with MCQ it's easy. You don't have to form your answer. Answer is in one of those options. You just have to be like, okay, which one is this? So just read the last part. Just be like, okay. Go through the question, you'll be able to answer it.
This is such an important and great tip, I'm telling you, because what my problem was when I was solving case questions or something is, whenever I get a long case question, I start thinking in directions for which options are not available.
Exactly my point.
For example, a question is related to, say, hypertension, and I link it with some kidney disorder or something, and when I look at the options, nothing.
Exactly.
It's not the direction in which I was thinking my approach would be. And sometimes when it does happen, I do not pay attention to the last line of the question, and it turns out to be something else.
Except.
Yeah, like which one is not correct. And I might just skip on to those words. Like I might not read not, I might not read except, and ye wala sahi hai, tick.
Turant. Yeah, that's how you make mistakes.
Yeah, so this is a great tip, I guess, and please make notes. And when it comes to integrated questions or something, you cannot assign a certain subject to a certain question. Like this is from biochemistry, this is from this. So when it comes to integration of studying while preparing for the examination, how did you do an integrated study?
First of all, I'm sorry you asked me this question earlier. I didn't answer. I'm so sorry. Okay. So about integrated, right? Honestly, I don't think I gave it a thought like that. Yeah. I did as much as was given to me, as much was being taught, which was a lot, okay, honestly. And you know what? Once you know the content, in your brain, you will immediately make the connections. Yeah. You don't have to do integrated learning. Trust me. If you know, See, a question could be from very well from medicine, and it can also be very well from ENT. Because they'll be like, okay, this person comes with so and so disease. Now, what's the treatment? And then that can also come in medicine or pharma as well, because it's given treatment, right? So when you study pharma, you'll know. Okay, this is the drug for so and so thing. This is for to anticholinergic or what is it? Okay, so you just have to link everything, and your brain will do it for you. If you've studied all three of these subjects, your brain will immediately do it for you. You don't have to work extra for that. Trust me. Just do what's given to you. Do it thoroughly, and your brain will do the rest. Just trust yourself.
What was your approach towards quitting social media or taking a break from it before preparation? Because a lot of students do that, and they said that it reduces their anxiety and saves their time. So everyone has a different approach. What was yours?
Okay, so if you know me, I'm quite a social media person. I am very active there.
Yeah.
Right.
And I love your Instagram, by the way.
Thank you. Right. So I would say again, the most basic thing that everybody says, every person is different, which is true, right? So for me, during a certain period in my life, I was very tensed, and no hate to anybody, everybody is using social media to show the highlights of their life. Nobody tells you what shit they're going through. People look at my profile, people look at me, and they think I'm such a happy person. Very few people know. Because I've started putting myself out more, and because I've started talking about my depression and anxiety and my struggle with my therapist and everything, people now understand what I was going through. But back then people didn't. People took me as this very cheerful person who goes through life and is not bothered by a lot of shit. Absolutely wrong. That's not who I am. Okay, I go through shit, I just don't talk about it, right? So during that period of time, I think it was 15-20 days before my exam, I wasn't using social media. I actually muted a lot of people, not because I didn't like them, only because I didn't want to view the content that they were putting out, because it was some way affecting me, making me more anxious in a way, making me think like, okay, what if I'm not in their position? What if I don't get to be where they are? And I didn't want to think like that. I didn't want to doubt myself when I'm preparing for an exam that I'm supposed to prove myself in. So I didn't want that. I didn't want to go through that.
So that's why you just left social media for like 15-20 days?
I wouldn't say I left. I didn't delete the app. I didn't delete my account. I just wouldn't open it. I didn't feel the need to, honestly.
Yeah, okay. So that was another approach. And now we're just going to get to a section where we'll just answer questions really rapidly.
Yeah, sure.
Because then we'll just get direct answers. Also, we're shooting at this cafe and it's getting
us out.
Yeah, and it's getting noisy. So let's get it quick. So number one question, how do you think that you should approach for the exam once you figured out you haven't cleared it? You should just get up, like what should you actually do?
No, don't get up instantly. Take time to process your emotions. Okay, believe in yourself. If I can do it, you can do it. Okay, if I can do it, trust me, you can do it. Believe in yourself. Have faith. Have faith in the universe. Whatever happens, very cheesy, but happens for your good.
Yeah, and if at all, I have heard about her parents so much, and honestly I love them because they are like so cool. Especially like I just feel that the support matters a lot when it comes from your family. So when did you feel that this is the kind of support that has pushed you towards your success? Like in what ways did your parents and your friend circle affect you?
You're gonna make me cry. No, but my parents are very, very supportive. I'm very, very happy that my parents, touch wood, my parents are very supportive. When I didn't make it, they didn't ask me why you didn't make it. They didn't question me. They knew I had worked hard. They saw me work hard. They just said, it's okay. Koi baat nahi. My dad said this. Koi baat nahi. Main hu. तुझे क्या चिंता करनी है? मैं हूँ ना. Just work on your thing. Just do your next attempt and you will pass. Because I believe in you. And as long as your parents believe in you, there's nothing you can't achieve. Exactly. There's nothing you can't achieve because you have your parents to believe in you for you.
Exactly. And whenever I think about my scholarship or something, all I remember is my parents' faces. Like when I clear something, when I pass an examination, I just cannot forget the smile and the happiness I see on their faces. So if at all you did not clear it in your first attempt, please don't be depressed. You have to make them smile again and you have to work for it again. What do you feel is 100% correct when you're like preparing for FMGE? Is it sitting for hours together? Did you have a study schedule? And like, did it match your study timings with the examination? Because like a lot of people say that they were sleepy during the examination. Did you reschedule your stuff?
Yes, I did. I actually used to wake up at 4:30 because the center was about an hour drive from my house. So I knew that that's where my center is. So I'm going to need that 1 hour extra, and I'm not going to be wanting to be asleep during my exam. So what I used to do is I used to wake up at a certain time, which is what I woke up at during my exam. I had my same breakfast that I do every day, something very light that's filling but also doesn't make me sleepy. And I would drink something that wouldn't make me pee, because if you've attempted the exam, they ask you to do the fingerprint and everything again, just waste more time if you use the washroom. So I would drink something that wouldn't make me pee, probably Red Bull, because it doesn't, right? So I had the same exact breakfast at the same exact time that I would during my exam. I had the same schedule, the nap at the same time, the study at the same time, sitting on my desk for the same amount of hours that I'll be writing my exam for.
Because like even your body and your brain just has
it
that
takes
kind
time.
of timetable
Yeah.
set, and that makes your examination day
Absolutely,
easy.
yes. So that's a lot of people don't understand this, but getting your brain in the time in tune with your exam, and getting your body in tune with the exam time is very important. A lot of people underestimate that.
Exactly.
A lot of people
A lot of
underestimate that, because you will be sitting for the exam and then you'll be like, यार मुझे नींद आ रही है, and then you'll not be able to focus, and everything that you did for 5 months will go to waste just because you didn't sleep enough. You really think it's worth it? I
Because a
don't
lot
think
of
so.
people like study at night, and then they sleep in the morning, wake up in the afternoon or the evening
See,
again.
I'm not gonna say don't study at night if that's what works for you. It's also important to cover the content. I am a morning person, so it wasn't difficult for me. But then I would suggest 2 weeks before the exam, you get yourself used to the exam time. If you can't for the 5 months, don't worry, don't stress, don't be like, यार अब तो मुझे सुबह उठ के पढ़ना पड़ेगा, मुझे तो रात को पढ़ने की आदत है. No, don't do
that
that.
brings another level
Yeah,
of anxiety.
don't do that. Just 2 weeks before your exam, you get yourself used to the time, and relax. Relax, it's just an exam. There are plenty of exams that you'll write in your life. Just an exam. Relax.
What was your approach once the exam was done? You stepped out of the hall.
Yeah, this relax that I was saying, I didn't do that. I didn't. I was so stressed. And I think my birthday was followed by after that, so I was kind of relieved because of that, because I had somewhere else to spend my mind on, to like what to wear and blah blah blah. So I think because of that, I was a little stressed, a little less stressed. Otherwise, I was driving everybody around me nuts. And my mom literally wants me out of the house every day. She's like, go meet your friends, go do this. So that's what I would advise you to. Go meet your friends. Take the time that you need now, because you finally take that nap that you've been like not taking for so long. Take that nap, watch that series, take your mind off it. Don't think about it. Whatever you do, it's not going to change the result. You've done the exam, you've worked so hard for it. Believe in yourself, believe in God. It will work for you, okay? If you've done your best will come, okay?
Basically, you know what I feel is, when we took a strange path in our life by choosing to study in some other country and pursue medicine already. So, you know, you must have gone through this journey. Why are you studying there? Oh, you did not get the admission here. That's why you're going. Because we all have heard it at some point in our lives. But I would like to say that take advice from a person who has personally been through that. Like, don't take advice from someone who has never gone through that, does not have enough knowledge about it. So that's why, you know, why am I interviewing you guys? Because I know you guys personally so close. You've been my friends since years, and that's why I know you guys as people, and you can guide them because you've been through that journey. You know what? When a person hits rock bottom, they feel that there's no hope. But looking at people like you and the other doctors, it just gives so much of hope that this exam, the result, it's worth it.
The only best thing about rock bottom is you can only go up from there.
Exactly.
Just know that. You can
So
only go up
beautiful.
from there.
Yeah.
There's
This
no
is the
lower
quote
than
of the
rock
day.
bottom. You can
Yeah.
only go up from there.
So thank you so much for being on our channel.
Thank
And
you for having me. Thank you for
yeah,
having me.
by the way, we shot at this place. We found this with a lot of difficulty.
Yeah, she got lost at the station.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I'm embarrassed, but it's okay. And then we came to this mall and we are shooting, and we ordered food that we didn't even want to eat. I'll show you guys. But we ordered it, yeah, because we had to shoot, and all the staff over there I know is talking about us.
It's okay. I don't care.
So guys, I have taken a lot of effort to shoot this video. So please subscribe and follow me on Instagram. and I will mention all of the links. Do you know what is the last line of every video of my channel?
Yes, of course. Have
What
your
is
cup
it?
of positivity.
Yeah, so don't forget to have your cup of positivity. Well, she's because we also have a WhatsApp and iMessage group.
Yeah.
That says GNM positivity. It's Girija and Mansha positivity, and I am absolutely grateful, and I'm so lucky. And I always say this to you that I'm so lucky to have you as my friend, as my senior. If you have supportive seniors, guys, the journey becomes
Hold on to them and be nice.
yeah.
Be nice to your seniors.
Yeah.
They'll come for you, they'll help you, and they'll get you out of trouble. Trust me, they do. I didn't have very supportive seniors, honestly, but I am one.
I didn't have supportive batchmates. I do have a few. Please don't get angry. I did have a few.
We're
but
throwing shade.
yeah, but my journey became better just because of you guys. And these three are like super close to me. Also, Beulah Di, huge shout out to you.
We love you.
Yeah, and I'm going to shoot a video with her soon, so stay tuned. So, guys, subscribe to our channel. You're going to pass FMG. If you were looking for a sign, this video
This is your
it.
sign.
Yeah, this is your sign. You're going to pass it. So, here's us signing off. And thank you so much.